Let's look further into the starting knowledge you need to run Tomb of Annihilation. This is for Dungeon Masters only. In the last video we looked at the module overall, but I want to talk maps, options, factions and culture. Now I fire my maps to the TV from my phone, but I also have physical maps for our minis. So to choose our maps, so this Lucky Battle maps, this could work. Plain grass, yeah. And a few other just random grass pieces. Rivers, yes, that's a go. Wrecks and ruins, potentially. Giant book, yeah, I can create some Aztec level thing with this. Coast for the pirates level. If in doubt, there's the huge double spread. Dungeon, no. Long road, it's grassy, but is it jungly? Not as such. So I'm thinking these piezo plain grass ones. Actually, that's the grass side. I do have little trees I can put on and ruins, but I think I'm going to have to focus mainly on the TV and use your imagination on the minis side. In your session 0, you can show them the backgrounds that are in the book. You've got anthropologist and archaeologist, and they will help tie the adventurers into the adventure. The anthropologist background has them studying the cultures of Chult. They might have studied tribes on paper, but it's time to get their hands on far-flung settlements for real. Or the archaeologist whose obsession is ruins, lost dungeons or artefacts. They both have roll tables, which have kind of been deleted in 2024's rules, but still use them. You might get an NPC out of their choices, because you do want to try and tie in backstories if you can. Now, factions are present, especially in Port Nyanzaru. The Flaming Fist was someone I'd never heard of till I ran this, but now I've seen them elsewhere. They're actually from Baldur's Gate, but they have a stronghold here in Fort Balurian. They've already picked the treasure and finds from what remains of Mesro, the city that kind of disappeared, and they want to do the same to this other lost city that everyone's looking for. Now the Flaming Fist leader, Liara Portia, is in, briefly, Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, which I did like. She could lend the party some mercenaries to explore the lands and be meat shields, let's be honest. The Harpers are also present. Now they have an ex-member who is Artist Simba. They know he's got a magic item and he cannot be tracked because of this magic item. He's out there somewhere and they're worried about him. The Lord's Alliance. They have sponsored mapping expeditions, and those are the filled-in parts of the map, but would the players be interested in getting paid as they adventure and creating a map to report back and hand in to this faction, possibly getting rewards, maybe getting mounts up front? You can haggle it, whatever you want. And the Order of the Gauntlet have funded many a raid on the undead that's raised up recently in the jungle, and unfortunately, they've had a camp called Camp Righteous be overrun with undead. They've moved to Camp Vengeance, but that's also struggling right now. But the faction remains brave against evil. The Zentarims have been hired by the princes to fortify the safe zones. Now this faction has also heard of an ex-harper with an interesting artefact, which they have sent out search parties for. The Red Wizards of Thay even make an appearance. They want to steal whatever is causing this death curse. It sounds powerful to them. Now their vampire leader, Valindra Shadowmantle, she is based in a heart-shaped piece of rock which rotates. That's about central to the whole island. And finally, the Triceratops Society, also known as Yutepka. They are the locals who want the best for the land, and they look out for crimes, particularly the piracy, what started to have an uprise. So any information on the piracy would be useful to them. And also just the crimes of the city. What they normally do is guilt you into it as a warning for whatever you do wrong. You get presented with a coin and everyone knows that that means put your wrongs right or you may be killed by law, or whatever the suitable punishment is. Now I feel we are ready to start looking into the port itself, the start of the adventure. And if you want any of my videos early on this matter, then consider being in the memberships. And there's the odd live stream here and there, and there's the odd extra bonus video also.